Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to take the time to sort of talk about all the professions and how you can use these to make gold with them here in Phase 2. I have made a few videos covering professions, talking about them, sort of explaining what you can do with them, and the money that you can make doing these things. Some of these are going to be very lucrative, others are not going to be that great. Just sort of is the game state that we're in. Obviously, most of these things depend on your server, whether you're high pop, mid pop, or low pop, so that's going to definitely factor into this as well. I'm on Farolino, which is the highest populated Horde server, so a few things are going to be a little weird, and I'll definitely do my best to address them. But anyway, before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So anyway, let's get into the video. So we're just going to start off with Alchemy. So there are pretty much two ways to make a lot of gold with Alchemy right now, and it is just going to be relying on those procs from your specialization. Whether you are a flask specialist or you are a potion specialist, you can sort of utilize making these. Flask specialist is actually elixir specialization. It's important that people know that because you get elixirs and flasks with that. Potion master is separate, and then there's also transmutation master. All of these, it's pretty much luck, honestly, especially on a high pop server that I'm on. None of them they have the prices so perfect that if you were to just buy all the reagents off of the AH and then you were to make it, it would be a loss unless you hit your proc, which is really interesting. But definitely flasks of Frostworm. Honestly, any of these flasks right here, they'll be great. I do Frostworm because it's pure spell power, so all healers and all spellcasters buy that, and there are a lot of popular spellcaster classes. Then transmute. The Cardinal Ruby and the big gems aren't out yet, so you can't really do much with that. But you can, titanium and a few other things could yield some decent results, but I would definitely not really be transmute master. Not too much you can do with that. Then we look at potions. So potion of speed, potion of wild magic, these both make really big money, but you have to, one, get some procs, and two, you have to be lucky enough to discover these with your weekly discovery. So if you haven't been working at it and you just want to pick up Alchemy, you'd sort of struggle a little bit with that. But that's pretty much it for Alchemy. Let's go to the next one. Blacksmithing is definitely to make money. It's going to be very dependent on you getting these recipes to make them. A lot of the Phase 1 stuff is sort of outdated, like a Titan Steel Cellblade. Probably not going to be selling too many of those because you can get the Nax 10-man gear from Heroics now, so it kind of makes that a little bit useless. But I will say one of the best things that you can make that will sell is going to be an Eternal Belt Buckle. Everyone can use these. Other than that, it's just sort of getting the old war patterns and sort of offering to sell them. It's Battlelord's plate boots and I think spiked death dealers are the tank ones. And then you can also get Treads of Destiny for Paladins. So just these three boots is really it. And then obviously a belt as well. Belt of Titans, Indestructible Plate, and Righteousness. One's tank, one's Paladin, and one is DPS for Death Knights and Warriors. But that's pretty much it for Blacksmithing. I really wouldn't do this. This is just if sort of you have this profession for raiding and what you can get out of that with it. But yeah, if you have it, might as well sort of utilize that. Enchanting. So enchanting's a little weird. Yes, it has a high barrier to entry. It'll cost you around 5,000 to 10,000 gold to level it from 1 to 400. It cost me about 5k buying all the mats and leveling it from 375 that I had in TPC up to 450. But it can be very, very profitable. There's an add-on that I use called Enchanter. This is a really, really powerful add-on. You can get it on pretty much all the things. I got it on CurseForge, but you just log into your channel, you activate this, definitely read sort of all the commands, and anyone saying looking for an enchant, it'll automatically invite them to your group and whisper them. I made my money back in about a week or so, but this also takes time. So like if you work from home or you have a lot of time that you can just have WoW up on the other screen, so you can sort of do this and just, you know, go over there and do that, then I would definitely recommend Enchanting for you. If you don't have a lot of time and you're not always able to be logged in and able to do it and craft stuff, I wouldn't necessarily log in to do it because of that high barrier entry, but just something to consider and what I would recommend you use for Enchanting to make the most money out of it. Now, you also can have the other half of this, which is the Disenchanting part. So every green you have from raiding, dungeon, anything like that, questing even, you can send it over to that character and they can do it. There is a Disenchanting requirement, and I think it is it's at least 375 for the Northrend greens and stuff, because I've been doing it the whole expansion. I don't know when you get to like epics and stuff, but if you're getting epics, you're probably raiding, so you'll probably have it maxed out. But at least 375 I think is the cutoff. Could even be 350 for those Northern greens to disenchant them, so definitely something to keep in mind. Engineering, not much money to be made here. You can sort of mess around making sappers, bombs, stuff like that, but you're not going to make too much money. Engineering is definitely the biggest raid profession, but I would not recommend it for money at all. One of the biggest things is just sort of engineering Flame Leviathan or XT, and then those bosses and things, mobs that are engineerable, but you're not going to just really passively make too much money with engineering. It's definitely a big rating one. So tailoring, obviously same with blacksmithing. If you get the big recipes for the belts, Court of the White Dawn, Sash of Ancient Power, or the feet, Savior Slippers, Spellslinger Slippers, you can make a decent amount of gold. I have all of them, and people have been paying me about 500 gold to 200 gold per craft. I don't really charge, I just say tip. But that seems to be the going rate here on Faralina, so definitely big money with that. And then, as I sort of mentioned going into this, you have your cloth that you can sort of make. I went with Spellweave, but that was wrong. The biggest one is the Moonshroud. So if you want to make your cloth, definitely make Moonshroud. It is the most profitable by far. It just takes 2 Eternal Life, which costs nothing nowadays, and then a Bolt of Imbued Frostweave. You can change your specializations in Outlands. You just go and talk to any of those people, same way you learn them, and they will swap it for like 50 gold. Definitely worth doing. If you have a ton of tailors, you can make a decent amount of profit every 4 days if you want. But, you know, just sort of AFK passive income is what you're going to find with that. So next we have Leatherworking. Leatherworking is the same as blacksmithing, tailoring. Just if you're lucky enough to get these patterns in Oldwire and you can make them, it's going to be belts and boots. That's pretty much it for all of these professions. Leatherworking, I really don't know the exact amount of stuff that you can really do with it, other than like what you could make for profit other than those patterns. So not too knowledgeable on leatherworking. Drums you could make for sure and sell them, but all of these are going to be tied to skinning, because just simply buying them and making them is going to be right at the margin, so it might not be worth it depending on your server. Next we have Jewelcrafting. Jewelcrafting is going to be pretty freaking amazing. If you take the time to invest in it, you go and get all of these gems. You can cut these gems and sort of sell them, because the recipes are what sell, not really the raw gems. But you can also do some Serenite prospecting as well and sort of gamble if you'll get Scarlet Rubies or not. Just gonna say good luck with that. There is something called the Serenite Shuffle, which I plan on making a whole video about if you don't know about it, but it sort of utilizes jewel crafting, prospecting, enchanting, and disenchanting. Those are the 4 main things that it utilizes to do it, but I have to finish leveling my jewel crafter to do that. And then you can always make your icy prism every day. This is going to give you several gems. This is always profitable to do this. The mats cost about like 30-40 gold, and you can just, you know, make this. And especially if you have been raiding consistently, you have a ton of badges, so you can just convert your Valor badges to those other badges and then make frozen orbs with it. And, you know, that's your orb supply. Then finally, we have Inscription. Inscription, is going to be a very obnoxious profession to make the most money with right here at this time, because people don't really use scrolls anymore because all of them have world buffs. Is going to be making all these glyphs. Obviously, there are a ton of glyphs for everyone. I use Druid because this is the best example I have. Druids are really using their Typhoon. So Glyph of Typhoon is going to be probably the best one for you to sort of make money with. I don't know how many people are swapping glyphs, but I know that Typhoon glyph is going to be swapped out all the time currently because of Freya and that fight, because no one likes the knockbacks, and this glyph removes the knockback. However, for the Freya fight, it's one of the most useful things that people are using is that knockback. So that's just sort of something with glyphs. Obviously, you're going to be looking for a lot of them. And then you can also do the Dark Moon Fair cards. Some of them still sell, but there's not too much that's going to be making you that much money. The only one that's really worth it is the nobles for that greater thing, but you can try your luck with Dark Moon card Norths, but it's definitely fallen a lot further down than what it used to be at the launch and in phase 1. So just to sum it up, but that's sort of it, guys, for all the professions. Obviously, mining and herbing, you're going to be going out there and doing it. Fishing, also a gather one. You literally just go and gather and see what you can do with that. Cooking, you can actually cook the food if you want to put the time investment into it. Going to get these recipes, fishing in that, and getting those northern spices. But that also has sort of gone down pretty marginalized in profit to that perfect min-max sort of economy that you see doing, so it's only really worth it to go and farm it, but farming it in the game is pretty bad because GWPs are the best ways to sort of make money. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. But anyway, guys, that's sort of it for this video. I really hope this helps you. I really hope you enjoyed it. If there's any sort of niche things that you think I failed to mention, anything you'd like to sort of tell me about, definitely drop it down below. Always happy to have those discussions. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.